How's it going, guys and girls? Welcome to another What We Know So Far video. This one is on the Shadow of Mordor. So this game is from Monolith Productions and it looks epic. It comes out, it's released on the 30th of September, and that's on Xbox One, PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, and then it comes out on PC a little bit later on October the 2nd. I'm a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings series, so I'm very excited about this. It's actually set, interestingly, it's set after the events of The Hobbit, but before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And basically, it's filling the gap of when Sauron first appears and starts to grow in strength. In this game, you play as the main character, is a guy called Talion, and basically, you are a ranger of Gondor charged with guarding the Black Gate. Now, apparently at the beginning of the game, Talion's family is tragically killed by Sauron's forces, and Talion is also killed along with them. However, somehow, some way, he is revived and connected with a wraith, and this gives him wraith-like powers. And using these powers, Talion basically heads into Mordor to exact his revenge on Sauron and his forces. So why I'm interested in this? Well, firstly, Talion is voiced and motion captured by Troy Baker, and pretty much anything Troy Baker's been in this year or last year has been absolutely awesome. He's a very, very, very good voice actor, and yeah, I consider him an excellent actor. So anything he's in is usually pretty good. Apparently, Gollum is also going to appear in the game, and somehow Talon and Gollum are connected in some way. So I'll be interested to see how that's connected. The game is actually being written by Christian Cantamessa. I think I said that right. And that person actually was the lead writer on Rocksteady's Red Dead Redemption, which is an amazing game, by the way. So if you haven't played it, please go out and play it. It's got an amazing story and amazing characters. So the fact that the lead writer of Red Dead Redemption is working and writing for the Shadow of Mordor really bodes well for this game, and also makes me very, very interested. Also, apparently they've been collaborating with Peter Jackson and Middle-earth Enterprises, so it's pretty clear that they want to keep this game, you know, consistent and accurate in terms of the storyline, the characters, and the world. So that's really cool. So let's actually get to the nitty-gritty and have a look at the gameplay and what I really love about the gameplay and why it's got me so excited. Well, the first thing that's actually mentioned, which is a huge, huge part of the game, is something called the Nemesis system. Now, this for me is it reminds me a lot of Mass Effect, the Mass Effect series, and anything basically that BioWare does. And it's basically any of the enemies that Talion faces, they remember, the player, us, our interactions with them, okay, with specific types of characters, and these enemies and these characters will react differently to Talion depending on how you've interacted with them during the game and the history that you've developed as a result of that. So for example, if one of the characters was burned quite badly by Talion in a previous fight, then they're actually going to want revenge against Talion for sort of, you know, being burned and the disfigurement and pain that caused. Similarly, if, say, earlier in the game you actually lose to one of these characters and they kill you, they will actually remember that. And later on in the game, that will make them more powerful, and they will actually start to kind of become cocky and gloat towards you. So it basically means that the replayability for this game is going to be amazing, and that each playthrough is going to be completely unique and completely different based on the way you fought and the decisions that you made, which is awesome. This game, of course, has it's a completely open world game, and it also has quite a bit of customization. There are 3 main weapons that I've seen that Talion wields. You have a bow, which is awesome. I love bows. You also have a longsword and a dagger. Each of these weapons are actually unique and also upgradable, and you upgrade these weapons with runes, and these runes you get from defeating leaders and captains and generals, and depending on the way in which you defeat them and how difficult the challenge is and whether you completely undermine them, that will affect what kind of rune you get from them. So the more challenging, obviously the more epic the rewards and the more epic the rune that you're going to get, and the better kind of effects this is going to have on your weapon. But it sounds really, really cool, and I can't wait to actually experiment with this and see how it plays out. This game, you have two very distinct play styles, and that's very much connected to the two distinct skills and skill sets that Talion has. There are going to be two very distinct skill trees. You have the Ranger tree, and this is much more focused on stealth and moving through the environment without being detected and kind of taking down troops and captains in a stealthy manner. Now, I've seen some of the gameplay of it, and some elements of it are very, very similar to Assassin's Creed. The way in which Talion moves does remind me significantly of Assassin's Creed. You've got aerial takedowns, you've got stealth kills from behind. So you can play this game completely stealthy if you want to, or you can actually go in and just hack and slash and go in, you know, full frontal assault and play that way. The second skills tree is what's called the Wraith tree, and this basically is the spiritual powers that Talion gets from this Wraith that becomes connected to him, and it's very, very cool. It basically allows you to go into this kind of dimension which is between reality and the spirit realm, very similar to when Frodo and Bilbo Baggins put the ring on. You kind of enter that world. Now, obviously within this world you do have certain abilities and certain powers. You look OP and overpowered, but one power that really, really interests me is the ability to actually impose Talion's will on his enemies, so you can actually take them over, and you can actually use these enemies strategically, and you can decide to use them as spies so they can go into the enemy camp and gather information. You could use them to spread terror and terrorize enemy troops, so they'll spread tales of Talion's, you know, fighting prowess and among the enemies to basically decrease morale and increase terror in Sauron's forces. Or you can actually set them on an assassination mission, so that, for example, if you imposed your will and took over the will of a captain, you could actually tell him to then go ahead and try and assassinate the leader. So I really like that. It looks like there's obviously a lot of very cool fighting. The fighting in itself looks really fluid and really cool. I definitely can notice some kind of counter system, very, very similar to sort of Batman Arkham Origins. It looks brutal, it looks fun and fluid, and I just love the fact that you can actually strategically take over enemy camps, so that when you turn up to take on the leader, you actually have kind of an advantage already set up behind the scenes, and that's really, really cool. So yeah, Shadow of Mordor looks absolutely awesome. I'm really excited about this game. I have pre-ordered it, and I will be purchasing it on the release date, which is the 30th of September. I'm going to be playing it on PS4, so I hope to be bringing a little bit of gameplay footage to show you guys, so you guys can enjoy it and check it out. So have you seen Shadow of Mordor? Are you interested in getting it yourself? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video and you found it interesting or informative, which is always what I want these videos to be, please also show your support and hit that like button. Alright guys and girls, don't forget to check out the Video Gaming Network on Facebook. I'll put the link in the section below. It's a really awesome place to go and post your videos, comment on other YouTube videos, just basically interact with other gamers and share your love of gaming. Alright, have a great day guys and girls, take care and happy gaming.
Let them carry word back to Sauron. When he comes for us, our pawns will be in place, and all Mordor will